Hello YouTube, how's it going? My name's Jacob, and I'm just a guy who loves knives, and I think you should too. This is basically the whole point of why I created this channel, but for whatever reason I've been procrastinating of actually making a full-on introduction video. I'm still getting new to the whole standing in front of a camera and just recording myself, saying whatever's on my mind, but we'll see how this goes. Despite the fact that I've had this YouTube channel for a couple months now, I've yet to let you all know why I'm exactly passionate about knives and why I think they're cool and why I think everyone should have one in their pocket as often as possible. So I'm here now for this video just to briefly introduce myself and to go over exactly that. 5 reasons why I love knives. Reason number 1 why I'm so passionate about knives. First off, I just found them to be extremely practical. I believe knives are tools. They're things to be used and utilized in whatever way that your mind can imagine in whatever situation you're in as a tool, as a means to an end. Basically what kind of sparked my feelings or even initial jump into the knife world was I was with a friend and we were unloading a truck. On this truck, there were a whole bunch of different pieces of furniture stacked in which way, this big box truck. And there were different parts that were basically, there were different parts of furniture that were strung together with twine or essentially just some kind of light rope. And my friend, in the flash of an eye, he grabbed out something like this minimalist. It was a minimalist, it wasn't this exact style, but he took it out, cut the twine, sheathed it back on his belt, and did that within a couple seconds. And I was just like, well, that was pretty cool. And that was also very convenient that you had that on you. I didn't even realize that this friend had always carried a knife on him for a while, and he uses it as a daily tool or everyday carry. I'd never even heard of the concept before that. So that's what initially sparked my interest. Circling back to the fact that I believe knives to be tools, I find myself using knives for, the simple things. Opening up packages, cutting strings, cutting frayed things of thread on your clothing. You can use it in food prep even if you want. Basically, the practicality of a knife is only limited by your imagination. And I love that about knives. Reason number 2 why I love knives is because it's a fun way that anyone can express themselves. There are definitely people who have all sorts of different collections or things that they like. There's people who collect cars, they collect guns, they collect shoes. You can collect Pokemon cards for all I care. But each thing that a person decides to collect or really invest in, it just kind of is a way for them to show their personality. Knives are cool because they come in so many different shapes, so many different styles, so many different designs, sizes, materials, different opening and closing mechanisms. There's so many different ways that knives are able to be deployed and used. I fully believe in my heart that anyone can find a knife that can suit their needs and that would really speak to them on a personal level. It just takes a matter of research, honestly. The third reason why I love knives is because knives really give you a sense of confidence and just a sense of always being prepared on a daily basis. A big way that knives give you a sense of confidence is from a safety standpoint. Now, I pray to God I never find myself in a situation where I need to draw a knife for self-defense purposes, but just the fact that I typically have one on my person 99% of the time helps me feel safer and helps me feel more confident in my ability to defend my family if needed. But beyond self-defense, having a knife on me just helps me really feel prepared regardless of what the day may bring. Simple as that. The fourth reason why I love knives is because it doesn't only help me on a day-to-day basis, but there are plenty of opportunities I found that arise where you can help others as well, just by having a knife on your person. An example of this is one time when I was at Home Depot a couple years back. I was walking up down the aisles looking for whatever item, I don't really remember, but I found that there was a lady on one particular aisle, I believe it was in the lumber section, and she was trying to get some 2x4s let loose from this stack or this bundle of wood. However, around the 2x4s, there were several of those plastic banding straps, to really secure it. And there was no way she was going to tear through those plastic banding straps with her hand. And I didn't say, hey, yo, I got a knife. But by whatever happenstance, she looked at me and said, hey, are you able to help me get this apart? I was like, yeah, sure. And just like how my friend was able to help me so many years ago when we were moving furniture, I was able just to walk up confidently, pull out a knife, cut the plastic banding strip, put it away, and then she was able to go along her way. And it felt good that she felt grateful for my help. And again, that's just one small story. There's many different ways where having a knife I've been able to help others. And the fifth reason why I love knives is because there's just an endless variety to them. There's just so many different ways to open a knife even. There's fixed blades, classic folders, automatics, out the front knives, ballast songs, and then there's so many different other ways that people are inventing on a daily basis of how to open and deploy a blade. And that variety is just fun and exciting to see. All that variety in these different knives also makes it so that there's pretty much a guaranteed knife to suit any person with whatever particular need they have. So if you're someone who's never bought a knife before, you've been thinking about it, just really think about what your actual needs are or things that you run into on a daily basis and how that knife might be able to help you. There's, again, just an endless amount of variety to knives, and the perfect knife is out there for you. But just because there may be a perfect knife for you doesn't mean you have to stop at one. At the end of the day, however, I just think knives are awesome all around. Knives are practical, they're confidence boosting, and they're just flat out fun. It's fun to take a knife and to whittle down a piece of wood. It's fun to take a knife and use it even when you don't need to. I personally have been carrying a knife on me for the past 5 years or so now, and I can't ever really see myself going back to not carrying a knife on a daily basis. They've changed my life in a really cool way, not in a soul transformative way, but just in a practical way. So if you're someone who's already super in love with knives and already have your own massive collection, or if you're someone who's just knife curious and wondering what is this guy doing with all these sharp things in his pocket all the time, I invite you to subscribe and follow my channel. I have plenty more content to share. So we'll just see where this goes together. Thank you for taking time to watch this video. I do plan on eventually showing my own whole knife collection in a long format, something like this. So we'll see how that goes, but thanks for watching.